What's up, guys? My name is Gabe and welcome back to the Trojan Blade. Welcome back to a brand new video. It is my favorite time of the year. We're talking transfer portal. So this isn't going to be my transfer portal target video. Gonna save that for when we have a few more entries. But today, this is just the transfer portal primer. I'm gonna go over some needs of what I think we need to address in the portal. And I'm sure you saw it on the thumbnail, but we are going to have the quarterback discussion as well. So guys, if you are enjoying the content, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are agonizingly close to hitting 10K here on the channel, so if you could, please do smash that subscribe button. It would really help me out a ton. All right, guys, but getting into some portal talk. So let's just get right into the juicy stuff first. Let's talk about the quarterback position. So this morning we had Miller Moss announce he's going to enter the portal. Not a surprise there at all. Want to say thank you so much to him. He was a great Trojan. He's a great player. He didn't play well enough as a whole, but man, we really did not do anything to help him out this year. Heading up to Washington against one of the best passing defenses in the country, one of the worst rushing defenses in the conference, and asking him to throw the ball 50 times for whatever reason. I just really feel like the staff could have done a lot more to help him out this year. But he had some great moments, some great performances, and going to be rooting for Miller wherever he goes. And now that we have a 3-game sample size of Jaden Maiava, and I would love to know your guys' opinion on this, so please do let me know down below. But I just didn't see enough to convince me that he's the guy for 2025. When you watch him play, it becomes pretty clear that he doesn't know how to really read a defense. He's staring guys down a lot of the time, and then it's just over and over again, fade ball, fade ball, fade ball. For the insane arm talent that he has, and believe me, that arm is special, he doesn't have a very diverse toolkit in regards to the throws he can make. You heard Brad Nessler say on the broadcast that when talking to Lincoln Riley, Lincoln said that Jaden really needs to learn how to play quarterback, and you definitely see that when you watch him. He is so raw, and I don't think heading into 2025, our starting quarterback needs to be some raw project. We're gonna have Hussan Longstreet on the bench developing. He's already very raw as it is. I think we need a big-time proven quarterback in the transfer portal. Now again, for whatever reason, people make the Miller Moss, Jaden Maiava thing extremely personal. Everybody gets in their feelings and gets very defensive. Miller Moss and Jaden Maiava are both not Lincoln Riley quality quarterbacks in my opinion. Jaden could be one day, but I don't think he is right now. I think we need more of a running threat at the quarterback position as well. Jaden's mobility and ability to run the ball was extremely overblown. He was never that guy at UNLV, so I'm not really sure why other people on YouTube just said that he was going to unlock our running game and was going to be this dynamic read option threat. That was never going to be the case, but when you see him going up against these big-time defenses, he looks even less of a running threat. So in the portal for me, I want a guy that has loads of experience, is a legitimate running threat, is durable, and can make all the throws that Lincoln Riley will ask of him. Now, of the realistic prospects that could enter the transfer portal, I think one guy fits every single one of those criteria to a T, and that is current Washington State Cougar quarterback John Mateer. This guy is an absolute monster on the football field, 6'1", 220 pounds. This year for Washington State, completing 65% of his passes, a little over 3,100 yards, 29 passing touchdowns to 7 picks, and then on the ground, 826 rushing yards for 15 scores. This guy can do everything for you at the quarterback position. He's also from the state of Texas, a place Lincoln Riley obviously knows and recruits very well. This guy shined in Washington State's biggest games against Washington and Texas Tech. He makes people look silly when he pulls the ball and runs. Not only is this guy a legitimate run threat, but he is a wizard with the ball in his hands. He has a lively arm. He can make every single throw Lincoln Riley will ask of him in this offense. He has a lot of experience. He obviously just started this entire year for the Cougs. He is going to be going into his redshirt junior year next year. He's tough, he has a nose for the end zone, he can hang in there and take shots, he's not afraid of getting hit. Literally every single criteria I named, he nails it. If you guys haven't seen him play, I highly recommend you go watch Washington State game in the Apple Cup against the Huskies. He was the best player on the field for me. That was a tough, grinded out game for them. And at the end of the day, he was the big difference that won them that game. I just think he would be a perfect fit any way you look at it. So that is for sure the guy I would go after. Now, looking at other needs on this football team. I know we've had a habit the last few years of going out and getting a star running back in the transfer portal. I don't think we need to do that this year. I think Quentin Joyner is that guy. I think he's ready to take that next big step. If we keep recruiting over these guys, it's going to start to get hard to bring in these high school running backs. For sure, bring in someone to spell him or maybe give Brian Jackson a run for his money for the backup job. But Quentin Joyner is the guy for me. I don't think we need to get a Marshawn Lloyd, a Travis Dye, a Woody Marks. Now talking about the receivers. This is a very strange misconception that I think USC fans have. They think we have this endless amount of wideouts and they're all elite, they're all number one guys. I don't see it that way. I don't think we have a true number one on this roster. Because guys, let's ask the question, what is a number one? It's a Jordan Addison, it's a CeeDee Lamb, it's a Hollywood Brown, it's a DD Westbrook. All these guys that Lincoln Riley has had. Tim over at the USC Voice of College Football made a great point. When Lincoln has that star, clear-cut number one receiver, this offense flows much better. And as good as all of our guys are at individual things, I don't think we have that game-breaking star receiver. Again, not going to be going over targets in this video just because we don't have enough entries yet, but a wideout that's big, fast, and has great hands and great route running, I think that's necessary for this team next year. And obviously the offensive line. We're going to be losing Emmanuel Pregnon, we're going to be losing Jonah Monheim, and it looks like Mason Murphy's going to be leaving as well. So for sure starters for next year, you have Elijah Page at left tackle, he's going to be the guy. No doubts or questions about that. Hayden Treater's a young guy I'm extremely high on. I think he could challenge for a starting spot next year. I'm not ready to just give Alani Noah the starting right guard job. So in theory, in practice, only one of the 5 spots is locked down for next year. That's obviously a problem. Regardless if the young guys on the roster are ready or not, we're gonna have to hit the portal. I would really prefer to go out and get a center that has experience playing that spot. As we've seen at USC, it's really hard to cross-train people over to playing center. It's such a unique position. You have so much on your plate. Guys that have done it before and done it at a high level should be the highest priority for this line this year. And because tackle is such an intricate position, because it's so difficult, I think going out and getting a veteran right tackle would also be a very smart move. I think we have young guys that can step in at left guard and right guard, but getting a veteran center and right tackle would be huge for this team. Now, talking about the defense, my goodness, what don't we need? We are losing so many players this year. It's still confusing who has eligibility and who doesn't, because you see some 5th-year seniors still have eligibility, so a little hard to keep track of. But on your screen now is a list of all the redshirt and true seniors on this team. And keep in mind that we do have some players that have some eligibility left, but they did participate in senior day against Notre Dame. Guys like Emmanuel Pregnon, Mason Murphy, Kyron Hudson, Lake McCree, and Prophet Brown. So in addition to those guys, you have everyone on the screen right now. Now I think Eric Gentry's coming back. I think Rajon Davis is coming back. But guys, this is so many names off the defensive side of the ball that we're going to be losing. Right away, give me all of the defensive linemen. We need interior, we need ends, we need pass rushers. I really thought our front 7 was going to be more effective this year, but outside of Cam Fountain, there's not one guy that I think is a for sure slam dunk impact player at that defensive edge position. Braylon Shelby could be one of the best players in the nation, but he's been very inconsistent up to this point. And same thing with Sam Green. He flashes, he has these brilliant moments, and then he goes quiet for quarters on end. We need to get a dynamic impact pass rusher first off, and obviously supplement that with depth. And man, interior. We need 2 to 3 guys that can play inside, that are really big players that fit D'Anton Lynn's scheme a little bit better, to allow him to actually call the game the way he wants to. Considering what he was working with this year, man, he's a miracle worker. So many guys playing out of position, guys not playing at the size Coach Lynn wants, but he still made it work to his credit. So yeah, give me all the defensive linemen. I was very disappointed in the play of our linebacker room this year. Nothing personal against Cobb or Easton, but when you see them go up against these bigger, better teams, they look small and they look slow. I would love to go out in the transfer portal and snag a big, athletic, proven linebacker. Because we're going to have guys in that room. You have young guys like Elijah Newby, like Desmond Stevens. Looks like we're going to have some exciting freshmen coming in that room as well. You have Eric Gentry coming back. Who, guys, don't forget, Eric Gentry was the best player on this team, offense or defense, until he got hurt. I think an impact linebacker would be huge. And man, who aren't we losing in the secondary? As of now, Kamari Ramsey has not declared for the NFL draft, but guys, he's a redshirt sophomore. He totally could. A lot of mock drafts have him going in round 2 or 3. That's not a good sign. So we could be losing every single starter in the secondary. And that's not even including guys like John Humphrey, DeCarlos Nicholson, Bryson Shaw, and Prophet Brown. This is going to be an entirely new secondary in 2025. Let's hope Kamari stays, but if he's getting projected in those sort of rounds, that's highly unlikely. So man, D'Anton Lynn just has to go to work in the portal. Again, we have some young guys that I think are going to be star players, guys like Celis Williams, Can Marquise Gallegos make that big step next year? But we need safeties, we need nickels, and we need corners. We need starters, we need depth, we need everything. Crazy how many guys we're losing in that spot. And also, I know it's a loss not a lot of people are going to be talking about, but losing Eddie Czaplicki is a big deal. That guy was the best punter in the nation, hands down. We would have been in big trouble this year without him. He was a weapon for us. He was clutch. So for sure going to need a new punter. I know we have a few kickers on the roster, but Michael Lance also looks to be leaving as well. So yeah, as young as this team seemed at times, when you really look at the roster and who was playing, it was a pretty old group. But yeah, guys, again, this was just the transfer portal primer. Gonna give it a few days and wait for a few more entries to happen. And then I'm gonna have a full breakdown of the transfer portal target list. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you have the notification bell down below turned on. There's gonna be a bunch of breaking news. December is the busiest month if you're a college football fan. And yeah, if you did happen to enjoy this video, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much. You're all awesome. And as always, take care and fight on.